Hey Zed fam. So today's the day we got some Grand Theft Auto type news. First bit of news is it sounds happy, but when you follow it through, isn't so happy. Which is actually going to be the same for both bits of news, which is why I've got a happy thing at the end to lift our spirits. Attend. So, Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the definitive edition. I think I got the title right there. Has somehow managed to pull together 10 million in sales. Not shipped, sales. But I think we can address this. First of all, the Grand Theft Auto name carries quite a bit of cachet. Ooh, cachet. Yeah. Okay, it's a famous name. It's household. You know, non-gamers know of Grand Theft Auto. Okay? And a lot of people out there who don't follow the news, you know, they're not like you, illustrious members of the Zen fam. They don't read stuff and watch stuff. They go, I played that when I was younger. I fancy playing that again. Hey! They went out, they picked it up, and they downloaded it or whatever. The sales were made. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I have the new game. And then they found out what a broken, buggy mess that entire trilogy was. Missing bridges, falling through maps, cloned characters, missing bits of environment, spelling errors. We all know the litany of terribleness that came from this recent bodged together unholy mess of a definitive edition in name only. But, you know, so the fame, the name, and the fact that, like, it was hyped up. I mean, some people saw the adverts on TV or saw the TV adverts. They saw the adverts on the internet and went, ooh. And a lot of people didn't wait for reviews, they just went out and grabbed it. And by that point, it was too late. Pre-orders had been placed, Amazon orders had been dispatched, people got the game, and then the reviews came in. And my lordy, they were not good, were they? Oh no. So, from that's how a truly terrible trilogy of tripe managed to trot out towards the fan base. Ooh, get all those T's. That's some level of alliteration there. That was just off the top of my dome. Oh god. But it doesn't end there, Zen fam. Oh no. We also got some news today about Grand Theft Auto 5. Right? Grand Theft Auto 5, over this December period, you know, basically Q4, right? Get this. It sold 160 million units. Okay? Which is 5 million units up from before. For a game that came out in 2013, that's about to go to its third console iteration. Pure just Skyrim in it all the way, you know? It's like, it's going to be on PC, at some point they'll somehow manage to get onto a Nintendo system, and I don't know how it'll ever make it onto the Switch. I think it's just too big for the Switch. Even if they squeeze it back down to the PlayStation 3 version, I don't know if the Switch could do it. Maybe, but we'll see. Rockstar do have the talent, but they're not hungry anymore. So they'll probably hand it off to, you know, to Grove Street Games again. Oh, I dread the results of that. So, with that, what we've really seen now with all Grand Theft Auto 5's history is over a billion, with a B, a billion's worth in retail sales. That's not counting online sales of people downloading the game, or people buying it second hand, or the shark cards. Because I always got to remember those shark cards. Damn, they're expensive. and those mount up, and a lot of whales buy those. Some ordinary people too buy them because they can't be bothered with the grind. They see an item that's only on limited release. They know they're never going to be able to achieve the getting of it, so they go out, they buy a shark card, and they get that item. And then they find out that the item was no half of what it's cracked up to be after they got it. So with that basically stands at current lifetime sales for Grand Theft Auto 5 at a staggering 370 million units. That is more than the PlayStation 2. The most sold game system ever. Only seconded by the Nintendo Wii. And we all know the story of the Nintendo Wii, and we all know the story of the PlayStation 2, and if you don't, there are game historian channels on this here platform. Look those up. You will be surprised. And bear in mind, gaming now is much bigger than it was back in 2000 when PlayStation 2 came out originally. Gaming is significantly larger. It is a much bigger concern. I mean, consider that gaming is bigger than the music industry and the film industry combined in this modern age. Big things are happening in gaming. I mean, it used to be the case that gaming would make movies surrounding properties. Now properties are making movies surrounding gaming. Think about that. So, 370 million in lifetime sales for Grand Theft Auto 5 alone. Never even mind the Trilogy Definitive Edition or the previous versions of the game that still sell on Steam and stuff in their updated forms, except now they don't because Rockstar removed them to make room for the Definitive Edition, so you had to buy that if you want to play those older games. Cheeky Rockstar, not very nice of you. But it does at least show that there's a wealth of gamers out there who want experiences and are willing to spend the money. So there's that at least, there's that small glimmer of hope. But it doesn't show good for the industry at large, because basically what it says is we can just keep shuffling out any old muck and you gamers will just go and buy it anyway. You know, we could put out a half effort malarkey that is the Definitive Edition and gamers will just go, I love that. We could put out a game on its third iteration on the consoles with next to no details about what it might actually be, how it's improved. Or a game that came out in 2013 with 2013 mechanics. We'll put it out in 2022, okay? And go, here you go, have it again, and charge you full price for it. It's a dangerous precedent to be set. Is it any wonder that in this climate, Ubisoft are trying that NFT nonsense? Aye, because NFTs, as we all know, are filth. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I say that a lot. Okay, so I have depressed you a little bit, but before I get to the cherry on the cake and give you something positive to think about, I need to remind you about the design competition. Yes, I've still yet to see any entries, boys and girls. I want to see your creativity. Get those designs to me. So that, because then if they're designed, then I can judge them. If I can judge them, there'll be a winner. If there's a winner, then one of you out there will get a t-shirt with your design on it. It's that simple. I'll tell you what, I'll try to remember to put the link to the t-shirt competition video in the description. Unless of course you're on a games console, then you won't be able to see the description to get the video. But if you go back to the channel, you'll find it easy enough. It's not that far back. Okay, so I promised you a nice thing, a story that basically will make you feel a little bit better about the world at hand. Here we go, right? This gentleman here this gentleman was known as Jerry Lawson. Gerald Anderson Lawson. Right? This dude here was an American electronics engineer. Okay, now as you can see from his attire, it was a wee while ago, and you're about to find out how much of a while ago it was. Right? This guy, okay, he was one of the guys who was the main group of people who were the design team, and he headed the design team behind the Fairchild Channel F. Now, a lot of you are going, Fairchild Channel F? What the hell is that? It's an ancient bit of gaming tech, I mean proper old, okay? And it was basically a games console. You know, like when you see like you're in televisions and stuff like that, in that realm, right? Proper beginnings of gaming, okay, like at home gaming. Okay, well, not only was he part of that team that helped in the development of that system, but basically he was the lead of the team that basically brought about the invention of the commercial video game cartridge. Think about that, the cartridge. Now, some of you modern kids out there, you'll go, cartridge, is that thing that like people blow in and stick in the top of systems? Aye, one of those. Like a SNES or a NES or a Mega Drive or a Master System or an Atari Lynx. You know, it's like, there were a number of systems that basically were cartridge based. What a cartridge basically is, for you that are not uninitiated, basically the game was held on a circuit board with a small amount of memory and a battery. You plugged that literally into the system, and the system became the conveyance for that game that was on that physical cartridge that was literally plugged into the machine. Not a disc, right? Not a spinning media disc, not even a download, a hard physical media. And this guy here, he basically invented that. So you want to thank somebody for the state of modern gaming, Jerry here's your man. Dude, thank you so very, very much. Okay dokie, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap this up for this particular edition. I'm going to love you and leave you. You know the drill. Hashtag Sports Scottish YouTubers. And of course, as always, aye, nae bother.